Hello, Isaac here. Moving all the Jacob Storm stuff to a different channel. If this is your first video, there's another channel that has Jacob Storm stuff. I realized there needed to be some sort of separation of church and state between the politics of Big Boy and the religion of Jacob Storm. So this is the only video that's going to be on the Big Boy channel, guiding you over to the beauty of Jacob Storm. In the description, there's a link to the new channel. Figure I might as well talk a bit about like what Jacob Storm is. So, fourth grade, I was 9 years old. We had this task where we each had to draw these giant pieces of paper parts of like a person. I drew the legs. Somebody drew like the body, someone drew the head. We put it all together, and we all had to write a story about this character that we made together. And I thought that it was the stupidest thing we'd ever done. I complained about it the whole time. I was like, does anybody enjoy this? Anybody at all. So I really hated it, but wrote the story anyways. The name of the story was Jacob Black and the Ember Emerald. It was 10 pages long. It involved Jacob, who had a pet bird and a magic necklace, and he had to get the Ember Emerald from the Colosseum in Rome, which was the hottest place that I could think of. There was one point where he gets bullied by a guy named Jordan, and Jordan like gives him a complicated like math problem where you had to like solve for X. I like wrote the math problem in there, and like Jacob solves the problem, and it was really cool because it was like a sixth grader's problem. I don't know. There was another part where he when he's in Italy, he like asked for directions, and I like looked up Italian to like give the directions in Italian. So it was really good. It was a really good story. I rewrote it again in fifth grade, changed it a bit. It's now Jacob Black and the Ruby of Fire, which makes more sense. Ember Emerald doesn't make any sense. Emeralds are green. I didn't know that. But this one, same like general principle. There's just a kid who's collected gemstones like Deltora Quest, but with fire. There's gonna be another one like I don't know, water stone. Can't think of any. Slippery sapphire, maybe. I don't know. But I showed it off to like my friends and my family, and they're like, "Wow, Isaac, this is really good." It wasn't. I don't know why they said that, but no, that was fourth and fifth grade, the very beginning. In like eighth or ninth grade, I was like, let's write the story again. Let's make it more interesting. It was then that I realized that Jacob Black was actually the werewolf from Twilight, even though I came up with it first. I apparently had to change it, so I changed it to Jacob Storm. There's a couple other prototype names, but Jacob Storm is the one that lasted. When I wrote it in like early high school, I like typed it out. This one got pretty long. It was like 30 pages typed out. It involved like the whole school arc. It had the Jacob making his friends, and it had the school burning down. It had the Miranda, the bird beast coming in. But once I took the characters to the Xerinx, the Rhino people, and then I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just gonna stop. A lot of my characters were based off of my friends. The two cat people were named Thon and Thelby, based off of Sean and Shelby. Thelby last, Thon became the name of the entire species. They have nothing to do with those people. I don't know. I was a goon writing these stories. It didn't make any sense. I remember telling it to my other friends, and they were like, "This is a gamer story. They just got taken from the real world, and now they're in the gamer world." And I was like, yeah, maybe. I don't know what's going on. I'm just writing. But after I wrote that, I typed that like 30-page story. I started to get like really invested in like creating the lore for this world. I would just like go on walks and think about like the gods, and I was like, all right, let's make the gods, and the gods made the world, and then in the world, it made like the champions, and I would like piece that together, and I was like, all right, well, I already have this Miranda character. Who is she? Why is she like so wacko? And I was like, and there was like I read other stories, be like, this is good. I want a character like Snape in this book. I also, this is a weird one. I was like, wow, I really like Mussolini. I want a character like Mussolini in my book. And I would just kind of just piece things together, and I did this for a long time, like all the way through high school and through college. I was just like slapping stuff on. I remember telling my friends about this story in person, like early sophomore year. I don't know. I just kept like piecing it together. The 5 main characters are all like different facets of me. I use it as like a therapy almost. Like when something like really annoys me, I'll like sit back and think like, all right, what would Jacob do in this situation? What would Addison do? Like what like part of me is the one that's like getting aggravated by this, and how do they handle it? I have the beginning of the world and the end of the story like really well fleshed out in my mind, and there's like a lot of stuff in the middle that I don't really get. Jacob is honestly the worst part of Jacob Storm. I don't really know what he's doing there. I have the end of his story, the beginning of his story, the middle. I don't know. I might figure out something. But the ideal form of this story would be 5 books. The Storm, Stone, Flare, Frost, Thought would be the name of the books, right? Storm told entirely from Jacob's point of view, and in each book adds another point of view, another one of the 5 main characters. So like Storm entirely Jacob, Stone would be like half by Jacob and half by Marcus, and then Flare would be at Addison, and then the last 2 would add the other 2 characters. And the end of the 5th book is written from like all of their points of view at the same time. Wow. That's the general vibe for Jacob Storm. It's now on a different channel. Yeah, you know like what it is that I'm talking about. I hope you enjoy. Pew!